Well, it's certainly been a while since I was last down here. It's now the middle of November and we're down here at my local club water, and like I said, I haven't been down here for a couple of months, so I don't know how the lake's been fishing. So I've came into one of my favourite pegs where I'm sure there'll be a few fish held up and hopefully we'll be able to nick a couple of bites. But depending on how the day develops, we might move pegs, but for now this is where I'm going to start. So enough of me talking, I'm going to get some bait out there, get the rods out, and hopefully it won't be too long until we catch a fish. Right, so it's about midday now and we haven't caught anything. I picked this peg originally because it's quite shallow and the forecast weather is meant to be quite warm, so I thought the fish were going to hold up here in numbers. But that just isn't the case. I've stopped receiving liners, so I'm going to move on to the back of the wind where it's a bit more sheltered and I've got a feeling the fish may be holding up there. So I've packed down all my gear, chucked it on my barrow, so I'm going to head up there now, flick out the rods, and hopefully we'll be able to load carp these carp again. No carp. So quite typically, I got the camera gear out and it absolutely pissed down. But we've got a quick break in the weather, so I'm going to run through the rig that I'm using on this session. Now if you watch my videos regularly, you'll know that I'm a massive fan of the stiff hinge rig, and no surprise, that's what I've brought with me today. So the bottom that I'm fishing on is quite soft silt, so I've decided to fish at a hook length of around 12 inches. And on there I've just got a bright pop-up, and the reason for that is the water here is quite murky and I've put a fair bit of bait out. So if there's any fish that come over the spot, I want them to pick up my hook bait before they pick up any of the freebies. So like I mentioned, I've made a video on how to tie the stiff hinge rig, so if you'd like to learn how to tie it, make sure to check that out. Anyway, the rain's moving in, so I'm going to pack down my camera gear and try and keep it dry. But hopefully it won't be too long until I'm getting it back out the bag, because hopefully we'll have a carp in the net. It's the final few hours of this session now and the light's beginning to fade. Evening time down here does do a lot of bites, so I'm feeling quite confident that we're going to be able to catch a fish. I'm not going to change my tactics as I've got rods out on spots that I'm feeling confident in, and I'm using rigs that I know work well down here. So I think it's just the case of sitting back on our hands and hopefully it won't be too long until the carp get their heads down and we'll be able to nick a bite or two. But I'm feeling really confident and I'm sure we're going to be able to have a fish. Well, it's been a long hard day, but finally all the effort's paid off and we've been able to catch this stunner. Probably only around 7 or 8 pounds, but welcome nonetheless. But like I mentioned earlier, evenings are a great time to get a few fish down here, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get this one slipped back and get the rods back out on the spot, as I'm sure there'll be a couple more fish to catch. Right, so it came to the end of the session now, and fortunately enough we were able to save a blank with that small common. It might have only been a small fish, but it just shows the amount of effort you put in, the rewards will always be there. But in the next couple of weeks I'm going to be doing a lot more pike fishing, so hopefully I'll be able to make a few videos showing my experience while pike fishing, and hopefully they'll be coming soon. Sorry for the lack of uploads recently, I've just been super busy, but I'm making a feature-length episode at the moment showing everything that I've been up to throughout the summer and autumn. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the bank sometime.